Hello, it's Jilly here from funcraftstodoathome.com. This film is to show people how to use my downloadable paper bead templates if they're thinking about buying a set from Etsy, from my Etsy shop. Please note the files are not sold as cut files for electronic cutters such as Cricut or Silhouette. I do sell paper bead templates specifically for electronic cutters in my Etsy shop, so please make sure you buy them and not these ones, because these ones are not intended to be used as cut files. So these templates that you see here are 8 of the 9 in the set. I will show you the 9th one in a moment. So some of them are tapered and some of them are straight. Some are half lengths, and you will see why in a moment. I have the half length ones too. And here's the half-inch ones in the half length, and the half-inch full length, half-inch straight. And there's the quarter-inch straight and the quarter-inch tapered. Now the quarter-inch tapered is very easy to use with a guillotine, but not so easy to cut by hand. So the one you see here with the blue strips is the 9th template in the set, and I have spaced the strips further apart. You can see here the strips. I have put them so that even the skeleton that you're left with after you've cut your strips, the skeleton strips are also 1/4 of an inch, and I've made it like that to save on paper. However, for people whose eyesight is not so good and who are cutting by hand rather than by guillotine, I have made this easy cut template with blue strips so you can see exactly where to cut if you're using a metal ruler and scalpel. These sections here, you can still use them as bead strips, but they will be bigger than 1/4 of an inch. So here's a piece of scrapbooking paper, and I am putting removable glue tape on the back, and I am sticking the template which I've printed off onto the back of the scrapbooking paper, and I'm using a metal ruler and a scalpel to cut by hand. So this is one way that you can use the templates. So then you just peel off the template strip and you are left with your bead strip from whatever paper you've used. So now I am using my Easy Beady paper bead rolling tool, which I designed and manufacture myself. These are also available in my Etsy shop. And you will see as the film goes on that the shape of the bead changes depending on the thickness of paper that you're using. So you'll see at the end that you can get different shaped beads from the same 1/4 inch template strips. It's the same with all the templates. It depends on what kind of paper you're using as to what shape bead you will get in the end. So this is another way of using up. This is a very bad print that I got because my printer was running out of ink. So any bad prints that I get, I keep and I use them to make paper beads with. So I have put the bad print back into the printer upside down and printed the template onto the back. Now this is a way of using the PNG files in Photoshop. If you have Photoshop, you open up the print file you want to use, you open up the PNG template file that you want to use, and then you use the move tool to drag the template onto your image. If you find that the points of the strips are too acute for you to cut, you go into transform, scale, and then use the move tool to drag upwards, and you can see the points become less acute. So you would then print that off, and you can see here, as I blow it up a bit, you can see how clear the lines are. Now, this does look a bit complicated to cut by hand, but if you cut with a guillotine, it's very, very easy. So here's another one that I printed off on, this isn't on the entire sheet because I put it through a printer where the paper has to curl around the roller. And that particular printer doesn't like heavy duty paper, so that's why it's not printed on the whole sheet, but I normally put this thickness through my flatbed printer and it goes through with no problem. But you can see anyway, you can see how, how the lines come out over the image. So here again is the one that I did, that I printed onto the back of a print. Now this is where the the original 1/4 inch one comes into its own, because when you cut on a guillotine it's very easy to use, and all of the strips, the actual strips and the skeleton strips are all 1/4 inch if you do it this way. It's very easy to line up, and there you have your strip. So again, I'm using my 3mm paper bead rolling tool. I also manufacture a 5mm tool, and that will give you a 5mm core hole, and I use that one to make European style beads that I fit the metal cores into. So this one will have a 3mm core hole, and that's for stringing with smaller stringing materials. So again, here's the one that I printed the lines onto the back of the print, and the one with the blue 1/4 inch strips I have put onto the back of a piece of scrapbooking paper. Okay, so it's very easy just to print the templates off and use removable glue tape to stick them to whatever you want your bead strips to be made from. Once you've bought the set of templates, you can just print them off for your own use as many times as you want. So you can either print them off and use them like this, or you can print directly onto the front or the back of an image. But you do need photo editing software such as Photoshop, or another program that will allow you to work in layers and allow you to use transparent PNGs. Or you can cut by hand, you can cut by guillotine. You just can't cut with an electronic die cutter unless you buy the templates that are specifically for Cricut or Silhouette, and I do have them in my Etsy shop, so look out for them if that's what you need. So you end up with two strips. You end up with the strip from the paper that you're using, and if you're cutting by hand with a template, you end up with a blank strip that you can colour by hand. So here you can see all of these were made using the 1/4 inch template, and the reason that they're all different sizes is because I've used different kinds of paper. Some paper is heavier, some paper is lighter. The one at the very end on the left has been made with heavy duty wallpaper. So you can see you get very different results with the same template using different thicknesses of paper. The pink and the white ones in the middle are the scrapbooking paper and the template skeleton. So the strip that you get left with when you've cut from paper, you can use to make a bead. Now these ones, people have asked me why the half lengths. Well, the reason for that is, you can see here I'm using very, very thick paper. Now I'm going to cut the half length strips, and in a moment I'm going to cut the full length strips from the same paper. And then I hand coloured them with some Sharpies, which you'll see the results in a moment. And you'll see the difference in using a half length strip or a full length strip with the same paper. So there's the half length, and this is the full length. This is the 1 inch strip. So the base is 1 inch. So that's the 1 inch full length. And the 1 inch half length. And I hand coloured them, and these are the beads that, okay, so the dark blue one is from the 1 inch strip, the 1 inch full length strip, and the light blue one is from the half length 1 inch strip. So you can see the half length creates a much slimmer bead, so you get a fatter bead with the full length strip. So thank you for watching. Do visit my shop on Etsy. You can see the address here. And if you buy my templates and you need any help, please contact me. I'm always more than willing to help. And see you again in the next video. Bye.